Hi, hello, my name is Shada. Welcome back to the Restart channel. I am super excited to be in the kitchen with you guys because we are making chocolate chip cookies, but not just any type of chocolate chip cookies. We're making infused chocolate chip cookies, and it's going to be featuring a very fun new product of ours at Restart, which is high grass butter. Yay! So our butter is European, made with European cow's milk, European cows. It is grass-fed because it's super important. Not only do we love grass, the cows love grass too, and it is infused with 300 milligrams of Delta-9 THC per stick of butter. This is available for purchase on our website. It is available for purchase in our retail. Obviously, there may or may not be some issues shipping butter and it melting, so bear with us if you're someone watching this video and you're like, I don't live in Austin, I don't live in Texas, and I want your high grass can of butter. We're gonna figure it out. We're gonna make sure you can enjoy this butter for yourself. But basically today we're gonna be making a chocolate chip cookie recipe that I found on the internet, and we're going to figure out how to dose it together based on how many servings is in the recipe, how much THC is in the butter, and then doing the math on how much THC I want per cookie, if that makes sense, right? We're gonna just be recording and figuring things out.
Figure it out.
You have to, get a little baked before you're baking. So I am going to break this bad boy open. And just so y'all know, if you're curious, I have a little camera right off over here to my side, which is getting some more detailed shots. Let's just make sure I have the recipe. This, just so you guys know, is a recipe from Butternut Bakery. It sounds delicious, super simple, easy to follow. It's like a no chill, no big with mixing stand recipe, which I think is really good, especially if you're baked and you're trying to do something that's minimum effort, maximum enjoyment, right? And so basically taking this recipe, I'm gonna put this recipe on our website at highgrassbutter.com. You can check out our other recipes that we've featured using our high grass butter, but I'm gonna essentially do this one and share it on our website. So you can check that out if you wanna follow along and make these dope baked cookies. So first step, it says preheat the oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit and line a large baking sheet with parchment paper. Done. I lined the large parchment. Line the large parchment. This is what happens when you get a little bit, before you start. My oven is on 350 already. It's preheating. Movie magic. And then it says in a medium-sized bowl, whisk together the flour. See notes on how to properly measure, baking soda, baking powder, and salt, and set aside. So in a medium bowl, we're gonna swap bowls because that is a large and this is my medium bowl, and I want flour, baking soda, baking powder, and salt. Flour, 1/4 and 1 1/4 cups flour. He wants 1 1/4 cups all-purpose flour, spooned and leveled. You know what? For the recipe, for the sake, we're gonna go ahead and try it. And so let me just kind of like clear out some space right now as I'm figuring things out. Just as a highlight too, I always love I love supplementing. I love supplementing the recipe. So I'm not trying to go to the moon. I'm trying to eat a couple cookies and then go to the moon. So like if you want a jumbo cookie that is super dosed, just remember this whole thing is 300 milligrams of THC. And so for this recipe, when I get to it, I think when I was looking at it, I'm gonna use half of the stick of high butter and half of a stick of regular butter, just so that way I have the right amount of butter for the recipe, but I'm not overdosing myself. But you do you, that's just my little tip. And going back to flour, I want 1 1/4 cups. I really like using this Einkorn flour brand. It is a little bit easier to digest. Einkorn, maybe I'm not saying that right.
Einkorn.
Wheat as nature's intended, all-purpose flour by Jovial. This is obviously not sponsored by them. It said spooned. I'm just gonna pack it in. I'm a pack it in kind of gal, Getting all the flour out is really hard. Also, I'm kind of in the way. Y'all can't even see. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna do 4 quarters instead of getting the 1 cup. Let's see. So it would be 5 quarters altogether. You dig, because math. I feel like math's gonna get progressively harder as we do this. Who's counting? 4 and 5. I just realized I'm kind of missing something really crucial. I should deal with the butter. Flour. Done. Now I'm gonna deal with the butter.
Smooth like butter.
So let me just like walk you guys through this. This recipe is going to make, of course I just gotta scroll and scroll and scroll and there's a target ad and I don't want it. I'm just trying to get to the part where she tells you how many cookies she's making. How many servings is the cookie? Okay. Start over. This recipe makes 9 large or 12 regular sized cookies. I think the recipe also calls for half a cup of unsalted butter. I did some butter math and 8 tablespoons, which is a full stick of butter, is half a cup. So if I'm gonna make 12 cookies, and I want those cookies to be properly dosed. Let's say why did I say 12? I want to make 9. Let's do the math. We're going to do 150 milligrams because 150 would be half of my half cup. 150 divided by 9. That means each cookie would have 15 milligrams versus if I did 75 milligrams divided by 9 means there's about 9 milligrams in each cookie. I'm going to do that math. I'm gonna go back to the recipe first and foremost. So it's asking, the whole recipe is asking for half a cup of unsalted butter melted and cooled. So I'm gonna get on that now. What I wanna do is I want to open my butter first off. I'm sorry, y'all. So clearly you can see butter, my high grass, my regular stick, they're the same darn size. That's because this is a full stick of butter. It's, to be exact, 113.3 grams. Basically, what I'm here to do is I'm gonna cut my high grass butter and my butter at a quarter off, so 2 tablespoons, and then I'm gonna swap and I'm gonna use the quarter for the high grass and then the rest of my butter, and that's what I'm gonna melt. I thought I could melt it in this. I cannot. This is probably more like it. Okay, so I already wiped my counter down. This is good. So we're going to, I guess I should open this. One has lines in it already too, so I'm gonna cut here. I'm gonna cut a quarter, and there's like nice little lines in there. Oh, just good old butter, good old butter. Throw the butter in. This guy, I'm gonna also cut a quarter, but I want the full half cup of butter, and I'm cutting it so hopefully it melts better. You know, I did have it sitting on the counter, so it had its moment. Putting things away. Don't want this to accidentally be the butter I use on my eggs in the morning. How cute is that? It just goes right back in its box. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna add the sugar as I let the butter cool just a little bit. And basically the recipe is like fairly simple. I mean, we did the flour mixture. We're now doing the butter sugar mixture. Put the chocolate chips in, scoop it, bake it. Oven is ready to go. I'm definitely ready to enjoy and get baked myself. So, okay, it wants a 1/3 cup of granulated sugar and a 1/2 cup of light brown sugar packed. I'm just gonna go ahead, get my 1/3 cup because the math of that is challenging. How do you do a 1/4 cup, a 1/3? Okay, so it wants a 1/2 cup of brown sugar. I'm just gonna go ahead and use what I use for the flour. It does say to pack it. Una más. Great, I got my brown sugar. And then this is gonna have to go. 1/3 cup granulated sugar. 1/3 cup. So it basically is telling me to add the cooled butter, brown sugar, and sugar. Make sure the butter's not too hot, but it can be slightly warm. Whisk it vigorously for 1 to 2 minutes until it turns into a paste-like consistency. So I've got my whisk. Let's see what the second step is. Whisk in the egg and vanilla until smooth. It just says large egg. It doesn't say room temp egg. That's great news. Large egg. 1 large egg. Don't roll away. Okay, the butter. It's a little hot, but like warm. It's gonna be fine. Now we're gonna whisk 1 to 2 minutes. Oh my gosh, that smells so good. It hasn't been a minute yet. whisk in the egg and vanilla. And it wants 2 teaspoons of vanilla. I always gotta double check, you know, when it says things like teaspoon versus tablespoon. 1 TSP, 2 TSPs, 2 TSP. This is 1 TSP. Okay, 1 TSP, 2 TSP. Y'all, I've been so good at not eating tons of sweets since 420. I don't know if y'all saw, but we did a dosed cookie with our friends at Curdy's Cookies, and we did a dosed brownie with our friends at Wolf and Wheat. They used high grass butter, so this is like something super fun. We've been having a lot of fun playing around with different chefs with. So if anybody out there has a restaurant or a bakery and you want to collab with us, we would love to collab with you guys. And so I was eating a lot of baked goods because we were testing things. Now I'm having sweets again. That was the whole point, which I'm not mad about. I'm not mad about. It's just, you know, balance. It's all about balance. For balance though, I am competing in a fitness challenge tomorrow. There is a big event that Sweat Pals is putting on, and they asked me and my sister and my husband to compete in it. It was like a group fitness relay kind of thing, team thing. Very excited. So cookies today, sweat, and hopefully a win tomorrow. Wow. Okay. That is smooth. Then, oh my gosh, this recipe is the bane of my existence. Just take me to the next step. Pour in the dry ingredients and use rubber spatula to fold to combine. Leave a few streaks of flour and pour in the chocolate chips. Continue to fold the dough until the chocolate chips are disappeared and the flour is completely blended in. Do not overmix. So now I'm going to swap for, it wants 1.5 cups. This is a real kitchen. This is a messy kitchen. I got my like junk everywhere. I'm so sorry, not sorry, y'all. I'm just prepping for my chocolate chippies. So I do need this. Actually, let's get the half versus the whole. I'm just gonna kind of do this in batches, you know? I would not say that I'm someone who's super confident in the kitchen, but I do love baking. Like there's something about baking something sweet. Also, full disclosure, I have the biggest sweet tooth. Like I could have the biggest, fullest meal and like still want to eat sugar. Always room for sugar.
Hello, one for the stomach, please. Right this way, sir.
Wow, flour is so hard to incorporate, but it is getting doughy. Yay. Maybe I need a different spatula. I'm using like so many different kitchen gadgets. I feel like y'all are gonna call me out for how I hold a spatula, but I don't care. I do not care. I'm saving, honestly, my arm muscle strength for tomorrow, so. Okay, now let's. Yep. Let us clean up just a little bit. I think I need to just trust my utensil. You know, like I'm not giving it enough credit, but it's doing a pretty good job. Shout out to my little black spatula. Seemed honestly fairly simple too, of course, minus just, you know, familiarizing myself with things. Just very basic ingredients, flour, sugar, chocolate chips, vanilla extract. On a sidebar, I'm probably like the biggest fan of almond flavor, and that is a treat to put in your Christmas cookies. The recipe said to go with Trader Joe's chocolate chips, guitard, or if I'm even pronouncing that correct, guitard. Or Ghirardelli. I went to Sprouts and this is all they had. So it's asking for 1.5 cups. So maybe a little generous. It does say to also top the cookies when they're done with more chocolate. So kind of want to have a little bit to do that. Let's just double check. Also, chocolate chip tax. This is the fun part. Doesn't want you to overmix it. There's obviously so many chocolate chip cookies in there. So many chocolate chip cookies. So many chocolate chip cookies. I do want to lick the spatula though. And you want it evenly dispersed. So remember, this recipe said it's going to, maybe I should just get another tray out just for, part of being married is your husband takes your nice trays and he puts a lot of greasy burgers on them and then you have to get rid of it. Probably not even burgers. He just like bakes things straight on the tray. I love you. I did also see a recipe. They like crumple it up so it kind of like lays flat better, maybe. So we're aiming for 9 cookies and it wants me to use 1/4 cup. So I'm going to do that because I want them to be 2-ounce cookies. And again, according to this, there would be 9 of them. So let's see what that looks like. This one's definitely a bigger cookie than that one. That's okay. We're just kind of rough counting right now. Just want to give them some space to survive. This one seems like a big one. Those are good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, that's about 9. I'm just gonna roll them and then I'm gonna readjust them after I count. Okay, solid. That did make about 9 cookies. Very cool. I wanna make sure I don't waste any of this. 1, no shame in my game. I happily will eat raw dough. Wow, that tastes so delicious. Okay, I'm gonna bake these for set a range. It was like, if you want it super gooey, 10 to 12 minutes, 12 for a more goo cookie, 15 for a more well done cookie. I'm gonna bake probably 10 minutes and look at it. Here you go. That is a high grass butter cookie. Here we go. Ah, how funny. I found my sheet.
A few moments later.
Okay, timer went off. I made a quick little batch. Ooh, these look awesome. These look awesome. I am putting a few extra chocolate chips in the cookies and I'm gonna let them soften on their own. I'm going to also top them with salt flakes. Holy crap, these are so good looking. Okay, final batch is coming out of the oven and y'all, these cookies look delicious. I'm not even going to front. The cookies have been in and out of the oven. They are looking delicious. They are smelling divine. I have been taking a little bit of my vape here and there. I'm ready. I'm high. I've got the munchies kicking in. I'm immediately gonna grab a cup of milk here in a second after we dress this last round of cookies. Basically the recipe, oh, this landed in one of the cookies, oops. Basically I wanna top it with some more chocolate chips. Make it look a little ooey, make it look a little gooey. One for me, 2 for me. A little bit of sea salt. I feel like some of these cookies maybe have too much sea salt, but we'll see what happens. I'm gonna take a bite of this cookie and then I'm gonna go enjoy it with some milk. But I just wanted you guys to see, I guess, let's get this camera. I wish I could hang this here while I just kind of, you know, break a cookie apart. That is delicious. I'm gonna have a hard time eating just one of these. Remember, this math, it is about 9 milligrams per cookie. The recipe came out right though. I made 9 2-ounce cookies. So by using 1/4 of the butter, that should mean there's 75 milligrams distributed between these cookies. Obviously, some might be bigger, some might be smaller. Take with that what you will. But thank you for tuning into this video. Again, find details about the recipe below in the description. Check out highgrassbutter.com. Can't wait to see what you make with our butter. Looking forward to making something savory maybe next time for you guys. But that's all for now. We'll catch you on the next video. Bye. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Oh, immediately yes. So good. Bottoms up, my friends. It tastes so good.